I highly recommend it.
This morning we swam across the lake. We do like team swimming, and
Yeah.
it was one. He went one way and I went the other way.
No, just kidding. That's a joke.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Let's start with the good news. At the moment, Green Book got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about it?
Great. We're very happy with the response to the movie. You know, it's nice to see it come together so well. We thought in the beginning, you know, we had something good going on, and when we were making it, it did feel special.
Yeah, that's true. But you don't know until
Yeah.
you show it to an audience. The first time we saw it with an audience was last week in Toronto at the film festival, and I've never seen audiences react like that.
Yes.
It was really fantastic.
Amazing.
It's truly a wonderful story, and in its heart, it's about unlikely friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think friendship can overcome cultural difference?
Yes, I think that we're all basically the same inside, and once we get past the cultural differences or racial differences that we perceive to be there, we will realize that we're all the same guy, and that's the message here. Is, you know, just the fact that these guys could get in a car and drive cross country and be stuck together. At first they boom, 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 but ultimately they realize there's a lot of goodness in each of them, and they, you know.
And I think we can learn something about every friendship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Peter, this is a really different film to your other movies,
Mm-hmm.
comedy. What was your motivation to tell this story?
You know, it wasn't a plan to do something really different. I wasn't looking to do something different, but when I heard the story, and it was pitched to me by a guy named Brian Curry, based on Nick Vallelonga's father, I immediately thought, that's a great story. I want to get involved. And so it was just, I was lucky. It was organic. It just happened, fell in my lap. And when I heard the story, I knew tonally it's a different story than I've done, but I knew what I had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was your inspiration to take this role?
Well, I mean, I read a lot of scripts. I've been reading scripts, trying to get work as an actor for, 36, 7 years, long time. And every year it's the same. You read a lot, and 99% is okay, between okay and terrible. And, you know, every year there's maybe 2, maybe 3 scripts like Green Book, which is great. It has a great beginning, great contrast between the characters, and it just gets better as you're reading it, and it ends on a high note. It's very rare to read a script like that. So I liked the script right away, but I have to, as I said to Pete when we first talked, I was not sure I was the right guy, you know. I felt a little bit like, there's a movie I did some years ago for David Cronenberg called A Dangerous Method, where I played Sigmund Freud, and I said, well, it's a great character, but you're nuts. There's no way I'm not the right, I'm not the right person ethnically, or just, there's nothing that I've done. It doesn't make sense for me to do that. And with this character, I said to Pete the same thing. I said, well, you know, there's a lot of great Italian-American actors. There's some of the finer performances, certainly from U.S. cinema, are by Italian-American actors. I don't want to step into that, you know. I mean, I don't think I'm... But he said, no, I think you can do it. And I don't know, it was similar to talking to David about Freud. He said, no, just look at it again, and I do think you can do it, and, you know, and I'm glad I did, because it was a good challenge. It made me go in a different direction, and I had to step outside of my comfort zone. You know, at first it was like, until we started going, I wasn't quite sure, but then once I met Nick Vallelonga and his family, and started to play with Mahershala and Pete, and I don't know, it just felt really great from the beginning, and we had a really good time. It was one of those shoots that you know, there's always days where things are more difficult than others, but generally, it was a great, I mean, that's probably Pete's influence, you know, it was a very good family feeling shooting it, very positive, even though some of the scenes had language and events that were kind of like disturbing, you know. It was always fun. It was always like an adventure. So I'm really glad I did it. But
Yeah, and Don says in the movie he feels neither black nor white.
yeah.
And Viggo, you as a Danish-American actor living in Spain, do you also feel sometimes like you don't belong?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe a little bit. I mean, I think you find that with a lot of actors, maybe directors too, that they sometimes have had itinerant upbringings, you know, where they've moved from place to place, school to school. Not always, but, you know, sometimes when you're taken out of you're dislocated as you're growing up, you get used to making new friends and adapting to new situations. You know, in my case, my dad, because he got work in different places, I ended up being exposed to different cultures and that. So maybe that has something to do with my interest in playing characters like this that are quite different.
It is
I
interesting.
don't know.
There's a lot of actors who were army brats.
Right. Who moved all
You
over
know,
the world,
the
right?
parents are moving all over.
Right. Yeah.
And it's weird how many times I've met an actor and they say,
Yeah.
yeah, we moved all the time. I didn't move. I was always there, except when I get shipped away
Right.
to boarding school.
Right, for misbehaving.
Yeah.